Disappointment has turned to grateful relief for the Australian Army veterans who've made a pilgrimage to the Long Tan battlefield of Vietnam. An 11th hour plea from Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull convinced the Vietnamese government to reverse a ban on groups marking the 50th anniversary at the site. Commemorations at home, meantime, were a mixture of quiet reflection and the roar of B-52 bombers.
Before a cold Canberra dawn, a sad list.
Second Lieutenant Gordon Cameron Sharp, 18th of August 1966, aged 21.
Of those who will be forever young. At the foot of the War Memorial, a Stand To service. Stand To, the military term for a readiness to serve, marking 50 years since the Battle of Long Tan. Today, they're decorated veterans. Then, they could have almost been called boys. They were saluted with guns. Above, a sound so familiar. And the scream of the American B-52s, leaving their shadow over Anzac Parade. The Battle of Long Tan wasn't a decisive victory, nor was it a turning point in the war. In fact, the war would rage on for another 9 years. But the men who were there that day and now here today see themselves as the guardian of the memory of their unit's bravery and sacrifice. In Vietnam, a compromise after yesterday's shock decision to cancel the service at Long Tan. It took overnight phone calls from the Prime Minister before Australian veterans who'd travelled back to the battleground could visit, one small group at a time. But still, no medals, no uniforms, and many of the planned events cancelled.
I see the Long Tan Cross as being a commemoration for lives lost on the Australian side as well as the Vietnamese side.
I'd like to see the commemorations continue, because this is not about the war, this is about both sides coming together as friends.
As I said, I thank the Vietnamese Prime Minister for agreeing to the arrangements.
50 years ago, in a rubber plantation, our diggers once again proved themselves on a foreign battlefield. Cut off and outnumbered, facing more than 2,000 Viet Cong. There were heavy losses on both sides. 18 Australians died. Those who survived cannot forget.
I remember this great black sinister cloud that was looking over the canopy of the Long Tan rubber, as if to tell you that there's something evil going to happen here.
For me, it was a day I thought I would never survive. I remember laying there and thinking to myself, what am I going to miss out on life?
A life 521 Australians never got to live. Lizzie Pearl, 9 News.